Loud. That's a new setting. It used to not do that really, really loud when you press record. I don't know why they switched it. Okay, so let's have a nice seat. Either our crisscross, or if it feels better for you, you can have your legs out in front of you instead with some space between them. Closing our eyes, letting go of our day, relaxing our shoulders down and away from our ears. We'll incorporate a few twists to tonight's practice. And have our hands facing up or facing down. Wherever we are, finding some softness in our jaw. Letting go of the tension of the day and bringing our awareness, if possible, into this next breath. The full inhale and the complete exhale. Let's try a few more. Try to focus completely on that inhale and that exhale. In through the nose and out through the nose, if that works. And we'll bring our left hand down towards the mat and reach our right arm up. Just a small bit of lateral flexion, side to side, going to the other side, warming up the sides of our bodies. You can walk your reaching hand as far away from you as you want to, or keep it close, matching our movements to our breath. Inhaling up, exhaling, tipping over. Each time we come up to the center, lengthening our spines. Last one of these. We'll turn that into a twist. Opening up our wings this time, our thumbs face up. Exhale, twisting over, left hand to right knee. Inhale, open and feel our chest open. Exhale over to the other side. Flowing side to side, taking it easy. Keeping our belly button forward. So twisting above our belly button. Awakening our spines. Last one of these. And we'll come to a seated mountain pose. Breathing in, reaching our arms up. Breathing out, bringing our hands back to touch the earth. Inhale up, exhale down. Feeling our sit bones down into the mat. And letting go of any tension in our necks. Last flowing mountain, and we'll put it all together. One flowing mountain up. Exhale, bring the hands to the mat. Inhale, sweep up again. We'll tip over to your left side. Breathe in, reaching up, breathing out over to one side. Now we open up our wings, sit up tall and twist over to our right or your left, whichever one. Open up and twist to the other side. Let's bring our hands back behind us, clasping them together. Breathe in, stretching our chests. Breathing out, hands come to our heart. We'll take a little bow forward. All the way back up into our extended mountain, reaching up. Hands touch the mat. Back up. Tipping over to your right side. All the way up and over to the other side. Opening our wings and twisting over to one side. And we open again over to the other. Hands come back behind us on this next breath in. And we'll tip forward on our exhale. Our spine should be nice and warm, making your way to all fours. Finding some space between our knees and some space between our hands, fists for wrists or forearms on blocks. Moving through your cat and cow. Exhaling cat, inhaling cow. Stacking our joints, our knees on top of our hips, our shoulders on top of our elbows, and our elbows on top of our wrists. If you'd like to make this more challenging, you can lift your knees up off the mat and do cat and cow with the shins up, knees up. Letting go of any judgment today that you might be feeling towards your own body or other people. Any competition, leaving that out in the parking lot. One more. Let's take it back to child's pose or downward facing dog. So you can have a lot of space between your knees, or you can have your knees more together, depending on how it feels for you. We breathe in and feel an openness and an expansion across our lower backs tonight. Taking time to breathe. Taking time to check in with you. We'll come back up to all fours and walk our hands forward and down into puppy pose, our chest towards the mat. So if that does not feel nice for you, you can have your forearms up on the mat, reaching your chest down towards the mat between them. You don't have to have your hands super far in front of you if that doesn't feel good. We'll look up at our hands and shift to our bellies. Bring our arms long. Inhale, lifting our kneecaps and our hands up. Exhale, placing it back down on the mat, flowing through. So don't worry about going up too high on this flowing, like the Superman pose, I suppose. Just the warm up. Just start to notice and check in with our backs. Feel the shoulder blades come around the spine. Our neck is long. Last one. Hands will slide underneath our shoulders or our armpits, and we'll push up and back to child's pose again. Unless you'd like to move up into downward facing dog, you can move right up into your down dog if that feels better. Or enjoy this wonderful child's pose. Clearing away any clutter from our day today. Let's start to flow into either a full or kneeling plank, inhaling forward, exhaling either back to child's pose or pushing up into downward dog. Flowing between these two poses, or if it feels nicer for your joints, holding one or the other. Letting our core catch us. Last one, we'll hold and slowly lower down to a full chaturanga or down onto our bellies. Moving into up dog or cobra, breathing in, breathing out, either back to your bellies or straight back to down dog. And we'll move through that half series a few more times, inhaling forward, holding or flowing down, opening up, feel the chest expand, back to our bellies, and we press the earth away and back. So you have 3 more of those, or you can choose to rest. Feel our triceps working. It's almost as if those inner arms grazing the rib cage as you lift and lower. Elbows pointing to the back end of your mat. But moving at your own pace. Last one, we'll meet in all fours. Take your time to get there. From our all fours, taking our right foot out, and we'll be lifting up into a gate pose. So right foot out, we rise up. You can turn your toes up if you want to. Reach your right hand towards the back of your leg into our gate. So you could put your foot down. So it depends on how this feels for your knee, I would say. See how that feels, whichever one's better. Stretch your obliques. Feels really good. All right, we come down and sweep this left hand through. So we're going to thread the needle with our leg out. Breathe. If the mind wanders, ask it to come back. We'll press into the right hand, lift ourselves up, rise up, breathe in with both arms, our left hand going down to the left side and reaching our right arm either up towards the sky. You can reach it really long if you want to. My wall's going to be in my way, but you can do what you want. All right, bring those knees down. Push it back to downward facing dog or child's pose. Settle in there for a few breaths, and then we'll be making our way into that gate pose on the other side. Let's inhale to all fours. Exhale, slide the left foot out. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, tip over left hand towards the back of that left knee. We just don't want to press on this knee joint at all. As we're pressing into that right knee, anchoring through the top of our right foot and reaching either straight to the sky or tipping over. Bringing the hands down in front of us and sweeping that right arm through this time. Breathe. You're there for 10 breaths. Turn our music up a bit. Should have about 2 more. We'll come all the way back up. And take the right hand down to the mat. Reach that left arm either long or up to the sky. You can have fists for wrists if that feels nicer for your wrist or your shoulder. All right, bring it back to all fours, push it back to downward facing dog. Pedaling the feet. And as a modification for downward dog, you can always come to all fours or child's pose. From our downward facing dog, bringing the right foot up between the hands, we'll drop our left knee down, rise into a crescent lunge, a little tip back as we shift our hip flexor forward. Framing our front foot, sliding the hips back into a hamstring stretch. Gazing at our toes, appreciating our pedicures or whatever you want to appreciate lack of. That's mine too. I'm waiting for my daughter to get back. All right, let's bend our right knee, tuck the back toes onto the mat, push to downward dog, and sweep that opposite foot up between the hands. Drop the right knee down, hip flexor goes towards the mat, and we lift and extend. Breathe into that crescent lunge, lengthening our spine. Framing our front foot and shifting our hips back, turning the toes up if that feels okay. And just checking in, being mindful that we're keeping this left knee soft. There's always a little bend. Shift it forward again, tuck our toes, this time pushing to forward fold, breathing out. Halfway lift, breathe in. And fold again, and really let the head be heavy this time. The whole weight of our upper body, relaxing us down towards the mat. Reminding ourselves to take care of any injuries or limitations that we might have just with today's body. Halfway up, breathing in. Exhale, fold. Let's flow through now a few times, coming halfway up. Shoulders roll away from the ears, and we exhale, fold again. Feel the back muscles lifting you up. And then that stretch from our heels right to the back of our head when we're in forward folds. Last one. Exhale to chair pose. Choose wherever you want to have your arms today. They can be long or planted at our heart. From our chair pose, going to forward fold. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling, chair. Taking this time to match our movements to our breath as we move through these two poses. You're taking care of your back or your shoulders. Keep your hands at your heart, or you can keep them at your hips for the whole practice. On this next one, floating it all the way up, big breath. Hands come to our sides, we'll make our way into mountain pose, widening across the chest. Breathing in, reaching our arms forward and lifting up onto our toes. And back down. Let's flow between those now. All the way up, extended mountain, and back down. If you want to try to close your eyes, you can. If you're taking care today of your ankles, you can just lift one foot or one heel and then the other. Or even just shift the weight forward. Don't have to lift at all. Last one. Hands to heart. Let's step the left foot back. We'll turn to our wonderful moonflowers and sunflowers. Big breath up, breathe in. Exhale, bend our elbows, bend our knees. And we start to flow with our breath. Letting go of your day. And moving on to our sunflowers, hinging and sweeping to the mat. Breathe in, sweep up. Breathe out, hinge down. Keep on flowing at your pace. The most important of yoga is to breathe, to stay present in your breath. Last flowing sunflower. We'll go right into a goddess pose, so bending our knees, shifting back. Taking the left elbow down to your left knee. And all the way to the other side. See how that feels. Bringing it back to goddess pose, hands come to our hips. Let's straighten our legs, turn our toes more towards the long edge of our mat. Soften our knees and hinge down. You can stop halfway if you like to. Or bring the right hand down towards the mat, fist or on a block, and reach the left arm up to a twist. Or taking that hand onto your lower back just to check in. Great job. We'll unravel on an exhale, switch hands, breathe in, sweep the other arm up. If you're healing that shoulder, keep the hand to your low back or keep it on your hip. Exhale, forward fold or wide leg forward fold. Looking up at our right toes, we'll turn the right toes back up towards the top of the mat, lift the back heel. Push all the way to forward fold. Halfway up, breathe in. Fold, breathe out. All the way up, breathe in and sweep to sky. Exhale to chair. Great job. Just one more breath up and we'll meet in our mountain pose before we go on to our sun salutations. I'm going to add a three-legged dog onto sun salutations today, so that's just one extra inhale and exhale, but you'll be okay. We'll make it through. Right up to the tops of our mats. And we'll find some space between our feet, close our eyes, and get ready to flow together. Inhale up, exhale, dive. Halfway back up, hold. Bend the knees, left foot back. Find a nice, big, beautiful lunge or a kneeling lunge if that feels nice today. Downward facing dog or child's pose. You can stay here, everybody, or flow through that half series. I love it when the class is full of regulars. They all know what you're doing. It's so great. I also love beginners. So bring it to downward dog. Let's lift our right foot up. So that's a three-legged dog. Lift it up, breathe in. Breathe out, bring it between the hands. And wait for that inhale to rise to lunge. Exhale, forward fold, breathe out. Halfway up, fold, breathe out. Chair pose, breathe in. Exhale, rising up into mountain. And again, inhale, reach. Exhale, dive. Halfway up, fold. Bending our knees, right foot back. Find your lunge, full or kneeling. We've got our heel high in the back. Downward dog or child's pose. Flowing or resting. Honor your body. Meet back and down dog. Three-legged dog with the left foot lifting this time. Breathe in. Breathe out, gently place it up between the hands. Breathe in, rise to lunge. Breathe out, forward fold. Halfway up, breathe in. Fold, breathe out. Chair pose, breathe in. Stand up into mountain, breathe out. Got about 4 more. Inhale, sweep. Exhale, dive. Halfway up. Fold. Left foot back. Find your lunge. Exhale to downward dog. Stay here or flow. It's up to you. Or even hold the plank. Meet back and down dog. There's no rush. If you get there before me, just breathe. Three-legged dog with the right foot. Breathe out. Bring it up between the hands. Breathe in, rise to lunge. Breathe out, forward fold. Halfway up. Fold. Chair pose, breathe in. Exhale, rise up into our mountain. 3 more. Sweep. Exhale, dive. Halfway up. Strong core. Long neck. Fold again. Right foot back. Find your lunge. Downward dog or child's pose. And choose what feels best for you now, to flow or to hold. Shine the heart through. Meet back and down dog. Three-legged dog with the left foot. Breathe in. Breathe out. Bring it up between the hands. Breathe in. Lunge. Breathe out. Forward fold. Halfway up. Breathe in. Breathe out. Fold. Chair pose. Breathe in. Breathe out. We'll rise up into mountain. 2 more. Inhale. Dive. Exhale. Halfway up. Fold. Left foot back. Full or kneeling lunge. You can close your eyes to challenge yourself. Downward dog. Hold or flow through. Feel the strength, the mobility. Three-legged dog, right foot. Bring it up. Rise to lunge. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway up. Fold. Chair. And mountain. I have 1 more. I'll be nice and quiet for this one. All on your own. There's no right or wrong. Ever in yoga. Do whatever foot you want to. I just did the wrong foot, so that's okay. Let your body guide what foot it wants to bring forward. Great job, amazing. Take your time. We'll be meeting in chair. So the quicker you finish, the longer you spend in chair. And we meet there in our chair pose. Sinking down into support of our leg and dispersing the weight out into both of our feet. choosing what feels best for our arms. Starting to feel the breath expanding our lungs. From our chair pose, stepping back into a high lunge with that left foot going back. And have your hands again at heart, eyes closed, or reach them up with your eyes open or closed. We'll take the left heel down, takes us into warrior one with our chest facing more towards that long, short edge of our mat. So if this feels uncomfortable for your knees in any way, you can shorten your stance. Let's bring our hands back behind us, open up to chest expansion in our warrior one. Feel the length in our neck. As we deepen that feeling through the soles of our feet, down into our mat, down into the earth. We'll bring our hands back up, open up into warrior two, possibly adjusting that back foot if it feels better. We shift our shoulders to come on top of our hips and start to extend through our fingertips. If you're taking care of your shoulders, it might feel better to put your palms facing up. Wherever you are, feel that length across the chest as the shoulders come down from the ears and the neck extends. Moving into triangle pose, straightening the right leg, making sure not to lock it. We'll reach our right arm forward and come down into our triangle. Modifying with a block under our front hand, or our hand resting on the inside of our calf muscle. Feeling long through our spine. Let go of your day. Balancing half moon, the weight going onto that right foot. We lift the back. So very similar to our flow last week. If you want to, you could add on. So for anyone that wants to be more active practice, bending and straightening this front leg. If you feel like just hanging out, balancing half moon, then hang out. When you're ready, forward fold, breathe out. Let the head be heavy. Feel the weight of your head stretch your neck. Halfway up, we'll breathe in. Fold, breathe out. Stepping back to downward facing dog. And down into dolphin, giving our wrists a break, coming down to forearms. So very similar to downward dog, only our forearms down on the mat. If you'd like to work towards teddy bear, walk the feet closer to your elbows. If it feels better, you could take your hands or your head into your hands. You walk your feet towards your elbows, maybe lift one foot, the other. Lifting both feet is teddy bear. I don't know. I'm gonna have to research that pose. All right, walk those feet back to a forearm plank now. So now the hips are coming down below or on the same line as our shoulders. You can have our knees down, honor your core. Whew. Breathe. Looking at our hands, let's put our palms of our hands down on the mat with some space between them. And bring our right knee towards our right elbow. Shift it forward, shift it back. Moving slowly to the other side and back. You're really engaging the core. And we'll be moving into a side plank now, bringing the right forearm in front of the body, turning onto the sides of the feet. Or down with the right knee down. That might feel better. If you're at Pilates this Saturday, your obliques are feeling pretty good like mine. Breathe. There's a little fire underneath you. Lift your hip away from that fire. Back to our regular forearm plank. Take a little break, belly down. Forearms down, some space between our hands again. And we'll open up and stretch our core. A long neck. Reconnect. Feel the earth under your body. And we'll slowly lift our knees up into our forearm plank again. Moving into our side plank, your left forearm comes parallel with that front edge of your mat, and we roll onto the sides of the feet, or drop your left knee down. Create a little kickstand with it. Bring it back to our forearm plank. Push up to downward dog. Press the earth away. Feel the stretch down the backs of the legs now. Kind of resting the belly a little bit. Looking up between the hands. The left foot now coming up between the hands. Take your time. Back heel high. Let's rise up into our high lunge on the other side. Bending that left knee. Woo. Fan. There's more around. Anyone wants to work and action. Woo. Good song. Let's lift our back. Oh, your heel is lifted. Sorry, put your heel down. Warrior one. Bending that left knee. Hands behind us. So instead of chest expansion, if you'd like to just reach towards your elbows this time, you can. Or even move into reverse prayer. Our hands back behind us, like so. But here we are settling in to the strength of our legs. Feel the core come in towards belly button, towards that spine. Your obliques come in, the pelvic floor, everything's steady. Softening the eyes, the jaw, closing our eyes as much as we can. Hands reach up. And we'll move into warrior two, shifting our chest, relaxing those shoulders again. Reaching long with our fingers in opposite directions, or keeping our hands at our heart or at our hips. Moving on to our triangle, let's straighten out that front leg without locking it. Reach your left arm forward and hinge down, or reach that back of your left hand towards your shin, or maybe we move to a block. Still pressing into both of our feet. Shortening our stance if it feels better for us. Our feet don't have to be super far apart. You can have a short stance triangle. And you can stay here in triangle or move into balancing half moon. Shifting the weight to the front foot. Lifting the back one. Working towards our heel on the same line as our knee, our hip, our shoulder. Our hip open towards the long wall. Forward fold, breathe out. Feel the weight of your upper body once again. Stretch your spine. Let's all bend our knees and rest our bellies heavily on our thighs. And let our head hang here for a moment. Now we'll reach our arms long into bear pose, still with our bent knee, belly on thighs. Opening up our wings into albatross, lengthening through our neck. Forward fold, breathe out. Halfway up, breathe in. Fold, breathe out. All the way up, my friends, sweep it up. We're moving into tree and then warrior three. Hands to heart. Take our right foot out, sweep the heel towards the body, and find your tree pose. Root down and then rise up through the crown of the head and choose what feels best for you today with your arms, heart. They can be open or touching at the top. Or they can be wherever you want. Finding steadiness and strength in our tree. Trees are bendable though, you might be flowing, and that's okay. More breaths. Then our right knee comes forward and we start to reach back with that right foot and our chest faces the floor as we move into warrior three. If we had a plate or something, a book, we could rest it on our lower back, relatively flat. Hands at heart or reaching forward to me. Hands come down to the mat now. As we bend our left knee, taking our right knee to your left calf, keeping the toe off the mat. So bending that left knee, right knee to the back of your calf, and then straightening back up. Our hands stay down, but the foot reaches back. We'll do one more, bring it down. And if you want to, lift the heart up. You can put your toe down though for a little bit of stability. Our Shiva squat. Sometimes known as plie squat. All right, step it back to downward dog. We'll do that sequence on the other side. Let's do a little flow though to warm our shoulders again. Inhale into a fuller kneeling plank. Hold here or flow through that half series down. Make your way to downward dog, no rush. Press the earth away, disperse the weight out into all of our fingers. You can hop, step, or jump up between the hands. Take your time. Halfway lift, we'll breathe in. Fold, breathe out. Sweep to sky, breathe in. Bring your hands to your heart. As we settle into tree on the other side, left foot goes out. Soften our right knee. Opening our hip. And then growing through the crown of the head towards the sun. Choosing our arms. Using our core to keep us steady. And our gaze. Finding somewhere to focus. Great job. Let's all slide our hands to our heart, bring our left knee in front, and shift back into warrior three. Feeling the options wherever you want those arms to be. We'll bring our hands to the mat. Stay here for a few breaths. Cup hands, so most of the weight still in our foot. Bending our right knee, bringing our left kneecap to touch our right calf. Staying for a few breaths. And pushing back up to warrior three. Yeah, warrior three, with hands on floor. One more time, knee comes down. We can put that back foot down on the mat, engage the core, feel the strength, lift our body up into our Shiva squat. Woo. Forward folds. Feet come back up, both face the front of the mat. Halfway up, breathe in. Folding, breathing out. Here we go. Let's step back to downward dog. Inhale to all fours. Exhale to child's pose. Take your time. We won't be getting back up. Massage your forehead down on the earth. Feel the air on any exposed skin. Notice the air on your skin. Inhale to all fours. Take a seat. Sweep our feet around to the front. Right, so fire log pose, or half the fire log pose. Our regular crisscross, we have that heel going towards, left heel towards your right butt cheek, just like you would be starting to go into your regular crisscross. But instead of bringing that foot under, it's going to go flexed foot on top. So a block can be really helpful here underneath this knee. This is a big hip stretch. If it doesn't feel good, put that foot down. Still stretch. If it feels like you could do a little more, then you would bring this foot out a little bit further and line the shins up. Let's take our right ear towards our right shoulder. Cradling that right knee with our right hand. And we'll bring the chin back up. And move to our fire log on the other side. Bring the opposite foot forward. Heel goes towards the back side underneath. And then instead of sliding under, it comes up. You might feel better or worse on one side than the other. No judgment to our hips. And cradle this left knee with our hand, keeping it safe. Our left foot is flexed and strong. We start to lift the crown of the head up again. Our left ear towards our left shoulder. Bring the head back up. Take the feet out in front of us, some space between them. Walk them out wider than our hips. Fingertips back behind us, and we'll drop our right knee, the back of our left heel, and open up our chests. Our deer pose. Over to the other side. Feel the chest open up, fingertips towards the back side, open up. Amazing. Bring it back so both cheeks are back on the mat, soles of the feet come together. Let's take a little dive down into our butterfly pose tonight. You can have your feet as close as you want to your groin or far away in more of a diamond shape. Feel the hips relaxing with each breath out, the spine lengthening. And then we'll come all the way up, take our hands on the outsides of our knees, bring them in, and we'll roll back onto our backs. Take your time. Knees to chest, take a little rock side to side. Oh, excuse me. Massaging our lumbar spine down, just feel and notice. And then when we're going side to side, try to turn that into more of a circle now, going down and around, massaging in a circular motion your lower back. Going one way and then the other. From here, moving into legs up a wall. If you do have a block around, you could try waterfall. You're bending our knees, feet on the floor. Then you lift your backside up, slide a block underneath. Find a nice secure spot, and then up you go. This gets a little more of an inversion happening, great for restless legs. Pressing our shoulder blades down, relaxing our chin, our chest. As we take another breath in, notice the air flowing easily into and down your throat. See how that feels, to notice the air enter and exit. Giving our feet a rest tonight. Staying present in our breath. Checking in now to see how many breaths we can stay present in. You can count them on your fingers. We'll start with our thumb to our index finger. Take a breath in and out. Our next breath, our thumb comes to our middle finger, a breath in and a breath out. All the way through our hands and back to where we started. If it feels nice, you can bend your knees. They don't have to stay straight. And if our knees aren't already bent, we'll bend them now. Take the soles of the feet down onto the mat to press down into the mat so that we can lift our backsides off the block, slide the block out onto the side. We'll extend our left leg long and keep our right knee pulled in towards our belly, stretching our back. Noticing where the back of our head touches the earth, our shoulders. Bending the left knee, placing the sole of the left foot up and extending our right heel up towards the sky for a hamstring stretch. Pointing our toes perhaps towards our nose or the top of our mat. You can hold on to the back of your leg if that feels good, but you don't have to. We'll switch sides, extending that right leg long, starting with a gentle back stretch on the other side, left knee, bringing it back in towards the belly, our right leg resting on the earth. Continuing to deepen the feeling of the breath, entering our body and letting it go. We can bend our right knee, place the sole of that foot on the mat and extend our left leg up now into our hamstring stretch on this side. You can reach through the heel towards the top of the ceiling. Amazing. Moving into our Shavasana now. If you'd like to go to Reclining Butterfly, the soles of the feet come together. We let the knees fall out to the sides, or we can have our legs out long. Grabbing the sweater, our socks. If anyone would like an eye cover, you can raise your hand. I will bring you one. Settle in. This is your vacation from thinking. It's okay to give your mind a break. Noticing where we might be holding on to tension today after our practice. Breathing out and letting the tension go. Letting our muscles relax and heal. Checking in with where our body is connecting to the earth. Feeling our jaws rest and relax. Some space between our teeth. Feel the breath as it enters your body and as it exits a little bit warmer. Fill the lungs with a deep inhale, bringing in energy and vitality. As you exhale, feel the body releasing toxins, stress, and negativity. Let it go. Stay with this breath, focusing on the feeling of deep peace for several deep inhalations and exhalations. Feel the energy that is the body. Starting to notice again. Feel your energy. Filling yourself up for the rest of the week or day or night. Exhaling away any last bits of tension, any thoughts that aren't serving you in a good way. We'll start to awaken our hands and our feet. Make some small movements with our toes, our wrists, our ankles. Moving our head side to side whenever you're ready. If your knees are bent, you can move your knees side to side or rock your ankles side to side. A full awakening of our body. When you're ready, rolling over onto one side. No rush at all. Take your time, settle in. Make our way back up to an easy seated position. Unless you would prefer lotus, you can put your feet up above into your hips. Take a big breath in. What seeds are we planting this spring? And bring our hands to our heart. Breathe out. One more big cleansing breath in. So we can bow towards the earth, as always, thankful for the gifts given by Mother Earth. Namaste. And enjoy the rest of your Monday night, everyone, wherever it may take you. It's still nice and bright out. I'll see some of you tomorrow on Wednesday. Bye, Susie. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Laura. Have a great night, everybody.